Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe and Ryan Halpert. What's going on, Ryan?
Not too much, man. How you doing?
I'm great. Welcome, everybody, to Wake Up Legendary. This morning, we are going to be auditing some vintage marketing. And I know that you wanted vintage something else, but you'll have to open another screen for that kind of stuff. Today, we're going to be talking about marketing, and we're going to be talking about how to add more traffic, more leads, more sales to your business when you understand the power of advertising and you understand the power of copywriting. And in so many respects, it's so much easier today. Yes, I did use the big E. Watch out. I actually did use the big E. Okay. I rarely use the word easy, but it is. It's simpler. It's easier. We've got more people who are paying attention. You've got more reach for free. In the olden days, this is even before my days, and I'm a grandpa in the marketing world. There was only one way to reach customers, and that was direct mail. And then TV became accessible, and radio. And then we got into, and of course, billboards and flying planes with trailing kind of things, banners on the back of them. Like all of those we're aware of, putting wraps on your car and driving around, right? But the internet came along and, of course, have changed the game. So we're going to, as we do this, probably find some gratitude for the opportunity that we have today, but also realize that a lot of the principles that were used back then, whenever that then is, because advertising is it's as old of a business as the oldest businesses in the world. Okay. And we're going to see the similarities in how a lot of the principles overlapped. And likely when we start looking back in time, we actually find oftentimes new, fresh ideas to be able to apply to our marketing today. So where do we want to start, brother?
I got some stuff on my screen. I'm going to go ahead and share these. I'll make it nice and big so we can both see it very clearly. And we'll start going through some of these. So let me see. So there's we should be able to see. Here we go. So now I'm going to hit this present button. And here we go. We got number one. So it's a little hard to read the text on this one. So I typed it out. I did the best I could to type out what I thought it said when I had the image smaller on my phone screen. I was able to kind of read it. But some of these old newspaper flyer ads were a little bit hard to get in high quality. You know, they didn't really make them in high definition. But this was a make money ad. This was a recruiting salesman type of ad. You know, amazing invention, defrost refrigerators automatically, pays salesmen up to $210 a week. Right? No wonder our salesmen are raking in cash and happy with 25 million eager prospects for the sensational patented defrost-o-matic that defrosts refrigerators automatically. No more waiting for hours, no more dripping mess. This revolutionary gadget, defrost drudgery. Start in your spare time. Just a few hours in your spare time can make you big money. Sell for $1.69. Installed. People want it. Profits guaranteed. They had no couth back then. They weren't afraid of nothing. We paid you a weekly commission, no experience needed. Send for free trial plan that makes it easy to land orders. Earn up to $210 a week or $6 an hour. And then they had the address down here. End this forever. I don't know what the end this forever is. I can't really tell what that is by the picture. I guess it's just a lady mopping up the water that dripped out of the fridge. I guess that was a big problem back in the day. I'm a little too young to know what that is, but anyways, here we go. So it's interesting. One thing we'll see on all of these is that they're in order to get the thing, they're still using a lead magnet, right? But you got to actually mail something in. So imagine if you were asking people today to mail something in to get now they only do that for the stuff that you don't want to get, right? Now it's just the IRS that does that, right? They do things that they know people won't do in order to hit you with a penalty.
Yeah, the thing that stands out to me, I see the lead magnet there. Send for free trial plan that makes it easy to land orders. So it's hard for me to tell whether this is a job advertisement or it's some sort of a business opportunity. But there's definitely a mail-in. Likely there's instructions on the other side or something for them to, or at least I would hope there is, for them to kind of mail that in. But if we start back up at the both the top and the bottom, you can see there's a hook there, right? The big X through the lady doing the mopping, the obviously the big image of the thing up at top left, and the big headline: amazing invention, defrost refrigerators automatically. Pay salesmen up to $210 a week. I mean, you've got a headline, you've got a sub headline there, and you've got a couple of big hooks with the imagery. And this is a call for you. This is a reminder for you of the power of a hook, the power of also a prop in your video. Many of you are only going direct to camera, and you're not using props. And an example of using a prop in your video would be if you were wanting to teach something, you could hold something up and say, inside there's 3 secrets to selling more and growing more and building your audience on Instagram, or whatever it is, right? And holding that thing up, even if it's a digital delivery, particularly, this may be too much for you to do in every video, right? To print something out and hold it up and say, in this video, I'm going to teach you, right? But what I've found is that in all my years of selling digital products, of course, those things are not going to be mailed out, but on my landing page, or of course on my sales page, if I'm selling a digital product, to be holding something and say, download a digital copy of this, right? So the perceived value is similar to a book or something that you're buying in real life. It's an analogy. It makes people want it more because it looks more valuable, because it's a physical thing versus just kind of pixie dust in internet land, right? Like, what am I opting in for? That's what comes up for me. Another thing that comes up for me is I'll always remember my good buddy, Baron Ian, I forget his last name.
Oh, I know you, McClure, I think.
Yeah, he did a video one time that was so good, and it just sticks in my mind because the prop was so powerful. He was talking about online jobs with Apple, and how Apple is hiring customer service people and so forth, or whatever, on the internet, and how you can work from home, and kind of just giving people work from home ideas. And he started the video off, he like punched or drilled a hole in an actual apple and was holding it up. And then when the video started, he just kind of flung it behind his head. There's another guy that I'm thinking about who's a kind of a funny, just content creator, and has gone on to create merch and so forth. He always had his grandma in his videos, and he was always holding a duck. He had ducks at his house. Just holding the duck, right? That prop is powerful. I've talked about over and over again the power of having a whiteboard or just using something there in the video. In this case, our slides are really our prop, right? It's something for you guys to look at, to keep you engaged, because I'm not interviewing somebody. I've interviewed over 1,000 interviews on this podcast, but when we're not doing an interview, like using different props. And again, props is a very generic, generalized term that I'm using. A slide could be a prop, something that you print out and hold to show people, like, hey, when you opt in, you'll get this. It'll come digitally delivered directly to your email, but showing it to them, whiteboards, different things that you're holding can all be props to keep people's attention. Those are some of the things that come up for me right away. Anything different stand out to you?
Yeah, I mean, even I agree with everything you said. I believe the same things, and even like on your landing pages too, right? Like this flyer almost represents what a landing page could be. Now, nowadays, I might put a little more space between the text, make it a little bit easier to. They had to fit as much as they could into such a whatever space they had on these, on these older ads in a flyer or in a paper. But even on your landing pages, right? Grabbing a picture or making a mock-up photo of whatever your lead magnet is, right? In addition to using it in your content and holding that thing up, like you're saying, having a picture of it there, even on your landing page, gives it more of that real touch and feel sort of element. That's something that I can personally say that I saw my opt-in rate go up as soon as I did that, right? I go from, and I've split tested it too, one without a picture, and I had a picture of me. And then I did one where I had a picture of the thing I was giving away, and the picture of the thing was a very obvious difference. There was a gap there in the opt-ins. There was more opt-ins for the ones that had the picture of the book, of the thing I was giving away. So without a doubt, 100%, using props and then just making your whatever you're giving away look as real as you possibly can. Even if it is a course, even if it's not a book, you can still create a book cover for it. You can still create, a picture of a computer screen, with your product on it, all of those things, or you can just print it out, right? Print it out. It doesn't even have to be like an actual book. It could just be a sticker that you made that you put on the front of your notebook. And this is your book, right? And you're using it in your marketing and in your content. So not a hard thing to do, but it can make a huge difference in your performance. So I love that. I think that's great. Cool. So I got another one here. This one I like a little bit more. It's a little bit hard. I tried to find this one and get like an actual, like a flat image, but you can kind of see the whole thing. But it says silver anniversary dollar giveaway. Almo is giving away a real American silver dollar with each $10 cleaning order, right? So really what they're using here is the big standout for me. Now, this is a cleaners, right? You get stuff, your clothes cleaned, get the finest and fastest cleaning and laundry service and a silver dollar too, and they give you the address, right? So this isn't an information product, but this is what stands out to me is they're really advertising this silver dollar, right? You don't even notice that it's a cleaning service, right? You see the silver dollar giveaway. We're giving away a real American silver dollar. And then you find out you got to get a $10 cleaning order. They're making you really interested in something totally different. They're making you super interested in the thing they're giving away as if that's the product. And then you find out you're getting this as a bonus when you come in and you make a $10 cleaning order. So I thought this one was really, really cool.
Yeah, and it's creative, it's outside of the box, and it was likely appealing for the people in that time, right? Now, if you used a lead magnet or a bonus, this is really a bonus. This is more like bonus stacking. When we're in how I'm going to relate this is affiliate marketing. So many of you all are doing affiliate marketing as just a like, hey, here's my product, and I'm not adding anything additional to it, right? It's just and there's a lot of truth to the fact that customers oftentimes buy for the bonuses. And this is something that I've learned throughout the last 15 years as I've participated in a lot of affiliate launching products during like a 2 or a 3 week window when a product creator creates a product and then it opens for a period of time at the beginning at maybe a special price or something like that. There's actual customers who bonus shop because everybody's selling a similar product or the same product, but the difference is the bonuses. Now, how does this apply in today's time? Well, sometimes there's still affiliate launches that happen. It's still a popular way for people to sell digital products, software, get courses and coaching programs kind of launched. Sometimes people only open their product or their program up a couple of times a year. And then you have affiliates who are all promoting. And again, the thing that differentiates them is their bonuses. But you can do this even if you're promoting a product on a regular basis. in an evergreen way. When you buy, forward me your receipt and I'll send your bonuses. It's a very, very simple yet powerful concept. You can also tell people that, if you have an automated way to do it, you can automate it. Hey, when you buy, I'll send your bonuses within 24 hours. But, just to implement this strategy today, I just gave it to you. Forward me your receipt and I'll send you your bonuses. Here's what else I'm giving you. You guys don't have to add anything fancy, any images, to implement today. You just outline a couple of bullets of additional things, send an email that you're going to throw in when they buy through your link today. And you'll see movement. You'll see movement that you didn't see before when you were just offering the product only. And I'm a firm believer that as a product creator myself and somebody who's launched a lot of courses and coaching programs and events, I know for a fact people buy for the bonuses. And so this is a great example of a bonus that would push somebody over the edge to want to do business with this cleaner. Again, has nothing really to do. It's so weird and kind of different and odd, but it was probably definitely something that was attractive and appealing to people in that day and age. If you would say that to people now, obviously you'd have to go bigger, right? Like you'd have to probably offer something more valuable. But still, it's cool. And what's interesting is that advertising is always a test. So even a cleaner today, to run a similar ad like this where you're offering a bonus, I mean, it's just such brilliant marketing. And you see so many businesses nowadays wasting their advertising dollars just advertising their service, which again, if you guys think, oh, affiliate marketing, everybody else is promoting the product, I need a quote real business. You think there's no other dry cleaners in the town? You think you're going to get into a brick and mortar dry cleaning business and you're going to be the only guy in town? No, it's going to be harder. It's going to be harder because people are already used to going. You're going to have to take customers away from people because everybody's already got a cleaner. The best you can hope for in launching a brick and mortar business that already has tons of competition locally is that it's geographically closer to somebody's house. But when they come in, they're going to have to get a superior service as well as a closer location, because if they prefer the service, they're still going to go to the other place. So I just want to remind everybody that as we're kind of talking about both bonuses and how we can learn and see kind of a similarity between good advertising back in the day and good advertising now, remember that the same principles apply like to brick and mortar businesses as they do to like anything that you're doing online. Yes, there's competition online. And guess what? There's even more fierce competition offline in the brick and mortar world because there's less people to market to. With a dry cleaner business or anything locally, you only have a small city. So you have a couple 100,000 people or a couple million people that you can market to. Whereas if you're online, you can market to everybody in the United States. That's over 300 million people, 8 billion people worldwide. So these are also good kind of perspectives to keep in mind as we're looking at some of these old advertising examples and how they relate to today's times. What stands out to you?
Yeah, I mean, to me, the biggest thing that really stood out on this particular one was just the fact that the bonus they were giving away had nothing to do with the actual offer. I mean, it was a totally unrelated thing. I mean, it would be like saying, come in and, have me, snake out your drain and I'm going to bring you a cheesecake. It's when you call me to do it, that's what stood out. It's so cool. And I see this even in content, like not as giveaways, but it reminds me of a video I saw where it was a cooking related video. And in the very first clip of the video, right, it just gets your attention. Something that's totally unrelated to the actual product makes you stop. Look at all the other ads on this piece of paper right here, all the other things they could be looking at. You got this guy over here, this flowers thing. So how do we make people stop and really look at this by putting those dollar giveaway in big letters? So this, back to this video I was referring to, was this lady was making a cooking video. She opens up her freezer to get some ingredients out. And when she opens the freezer, she doesn't even reference it. She doesn't call it out. She doesn't point it out, but you can see it. There's a stick of deodorant and 2 tampons sitting on the drawer in the freezer. So it's like it catches you off guard, and you look at that and it's like, wait a minute. Then she goes and she just grabs what, I don't even remember what the ingredient was, but I remember the tampons and the deodorant. And so she goes and she grabs the thing, closes the freezer, and that's it. It's never referred to again. But when you go to the comments, right, there was a bunch of people asking about deodorant and a bunch of women saying, are we supposed to be freezing our tampons? What do I not know? Right? They all took this one little detail so seriously, and it blew up the engagement on the post, right? So it's almost a combination of like using props, but then also kind of taking that unrelated element and just throwing it on there for attention. And realistically with this, maybe some of the people don't even care about the silver dollar, but now they know about this particular cleaners, and they do see that the address is in a more convenient location because they had that silver dollar on the top, and that's what got attention. So now you've got looking at this, the today version, you've got a video blowing up because you used some prop that was totally unrelated, and people are paying attention to it because of that. There was another one I saw. The guy was talking about rating. There's some kind of fast food place. It's called Jolly something. I don't remember the name of it. I've never seen it. I've never seen one of them, but it's like a Jolly something. The guy was talking about this new thing that the restaurant released, and as he was doing it, he starts raising his window, and he had a rip in the bag, and he closed the bag in the window to hang the bag where his fries were so he could reach up and grab the fries. He didn't even reference the fact that he did this. He didn't even bring no attention to it. And then he just started talking about the food. And it's like, dude, are we just going to ignore the fact that you just created this car window hack that's like revolutionizing the world here, that you've got your fries hanging up? You don't have to have your fries like in your lap or whatever. So it's just interesting, what kind of creative things can you take and do and put in front of people as a hook to get their attention, even if it has absolutely nothing to do with the video you're making. Even if it has nothing to do with the video you're making. So I think, it makes a lot of different things come to mind. So now, this one had me going, man. This one, are you in this picture? And then it's got a fat dude, and then it's got the happy skinny couple over here. Now lose ugly fat fast without starvation, diet, dangerous drugs, or inconvenience. So this is really going after the pain points pretty heavily here on this one. And they're advertising this, the new wider reducing aid, complete course of reducing instructions. So it's just reducing fat. I wasn't able to read this whole thing. They do have a guarantee down here. A guarantee, wider, reduce. I can't really read it. I was able to read it when I was really staring at it. They have this before and after thing down here. So they did, but what I gathered from just kind of looking at what I could read out of this, they're going for, it's a little bit educational, a little science based. They're talking about how whatever it is that's in this thing is going to help you reduce fat, and then is going to put you, so you don't left out of the good times. You don't be left out of the good times. So interesting use of imagery and headlines there.
Yeah. I mean, it's poking at pain points, and it's using good imagery to call people out. It's also making just a big obnoxious claim, right? Lose ugly fat fast without starvation, diet, dangerous drugs, or inconvenience. And most likely, it's a little bit hyperbole right here, but that's always the balance between marketing is, how do you sell your product without selling it, right? I like the word now. This is a word now more, it's weird, and it throws you off guard to see that word used sort of backwards, which is another thing that I really like about this headline, right? and I'm talking about the now, lose ugly, fat, fast. Usually people would say lose ugly, fat, fast, lose ugly, fat, fast now, but they reverse that word. And I like that because it reminds me of like purposefully misspelling words in emails, or how much people, weird things like that throw people off. I don't know if anybody's ever had a video where they mispronounced a word or misspelled something, and people just went crazy in the comments. If you misuse your in your, right, if you misuse that word, there's always people who like to correct and like to argue and bicker and look at things that are not the actual point of the piece of content, but instead they like to add their 2 cents. Not particularly that they could do that here, but it's a state break, meaning that most of the time people are just passively opening their mail or passively opening their email. And if you have something that looks weird, that's not normal language, but it still gets the point across, it can be a hook, or it can break somebody's state and get them sucked in, or get them just paying attention. Marketing's about simply getting people to pay attention. And in this case, it's getting people to open your mail, getting people to open your email and actually read. So I love that. I love that clever use. It's still clear, but it's also clever, right? And you never want to sacrifice clarity for being clever. But in this case, I think they pulled them both off nicely. And I'd invite you all to test this in your email headlines or your video headlines. The word now, the word more, right? I mean, these are, and you could punch that into ChatGPT and say, give me, 5 other synonyms or examples of words that I could use. Going away, expires tonight. A lot of times I'll put that in parentheses and then or in brackets and then my headline. So adding those power words: now, more, expires, action, results, look, see. These action words are and urgency words are really powerful to use in your copy to just place there. And some of the highest paid people inside of marketing agencies and also newspaper companies are the headline writers. If you look at National Enquirer, the trashy kind of magazines, some of the people that write those headlines are some of the highest paid people in that company, because it is an art to grab people's attention. Now, moving up, I'm really only going to focus on the top 2 portions of this, because I really think that that's the magic of this ad. Are you in this picture, right? Like, I love that contrast. You've got the, fit, skinny guy over there carrying the pretty lady, and then you've got the overweight guy with the big gut standing there, and it's just a contrast. Are you in this picture? Like, that is a powerful image, man, that gets people to feel the pain, because sometimes you don't feel pain until you see it, right? As long as it's just out of sight, out of mind. Like, for example, in this case, weight loss and selling sort of fitness programs. I mean, we begin to, not only we lie to ourselves, but with our mouths, but our eyes also begin to lie to us too, right? And we either avoid looking in the mirror, or it's a common human trait. We just avoid looking at our problems. We kind of lie to ourselves. We sort of get even almost like, we almost get hallucinogenic with our own bodies. I do it. It's like, not that bad, right? But when you see it, right, and it's like next, you got 2 examples next to each other. A lot of times we'll see the pain, and we'll grasp the reality of something when we see it in other people faster than we see it in ourselves, and we can relate that back to ourselves. And so how would this work with like I mean, this is such a powerful concept for no matter what niche you're in. Imagine if you were in the baby niche of like working with toddlers or newborns, getting them to go to sleep. And on one side of the ad, you've got a woman who's like this, and you know, you see like sounds coming out of the room. And then in the other picture, you've got like a woman sitting there, and the baby's sleeping peacefully, or she's inside of her bed and you can see the crib and she's just getting a good night's sleep. Like that contrast. Same thing with you know, making money, right? It's like if you had a business opportunity or a make money online or just a make money opportunity ad. Even if you were selling skill development like we do here, having one half of the page be somebody sitting miserably in a cubicle working for a boss they hate, and another person running on the, you know, sitting on their porch, having a cup of coffee, you know, working on their phone, and a clock there that says, you know, noon, lunchtime, or whatever, right?
Mhm.
The contrast there of seeing somebody else is oftentimes more powerful of actually thinking about yourself. And that's what I love so much about this particular ad, specifically the headlines up top with the imagery that they use. It's really brilliant.
Yeah, and it almost reminds it's kind of easy to see like what different elements, even just based off of your sort of description of this, what kind of things can we add to our regular content that we're posting, right? How much more effective would it make your content if you just put like a clock in your background, like a digital clock that displayed, you know, a time when, you know, people are normally maybe under some stress, right? If you're this is talking about like make money online, right? If normally you're at work or you're sitting in traffic or you're whatever, but here I am, you know, drinking a cup of coffee and working, right, from my home, and you can see that it's 10 o'clock. Or you come in, or you just do a clip where you're like, you're still in your robe and you come in and you sit down to start the day and you can see it says 10 o'clock back there. And it's like, that little bit, right, could make a difference. It could make it more real. It paints a little bit of a different picture than just, you know, sitting down to get some work done, because now that piece is just an unknown. So it's interesting. There's a lot of little things that you could do, just don't require any effort. It just requires, you know, placement of it essentially that can increase the effectiveness or increase, right, or change the way people feel about the way that they see your videos. So that's interesting. It's an interesting thought. I might have to actually brainstorm that one a little bit more. That's kind of cool. So this one, I don't know about this one. I don't know if this guy's, I don't know how serious this guy is. He says how to make money writing short paragraphs. And then we have a short paragraph. You don't have to be a trained author to make money writing. Hundreds now making money every day on short paragraphs. I tell you what to write, where, and how to sell, and supply big lists of editors who buy from beginners. Many small checks can add up to worthwhile money. No tedious study. Learn how to write, sell right away. Send for free facts. So it's not even I don't even really know what I'd be getting by sending. I'm going to get free facts. I almost feel like this guy's going to send me back you know, a little pamphlet to sell me on the product, and then he's going to tell me to just write ads and put them in the paper. That's what I feel like he's going to do. But I don't know. I thought it was interesting, you know, the way they have that, you know, that bold headline there, just a very short, concise ad, and then, you know, this guy just looking very kind of staring into my soul a little bit, you know. So it was interesting.
Well, this is just an olden day landing page is really all this is. He's asking for our information, or he's asking for his readers to send them their contact information, essentially, right? Because the power of direct mail back in the day is that most advertisers or product owners go to go and buy like an initial list, right? And then you kind of mail that list, and then you know, you get a certain response, and those now are you're building a responsive list, similar to how you can log on to Instagram nowadays. and market to 4 billion people, but everybody's not going to respond. Those who follow you, give you their email. That's how you begin to build your list. And so this ad, in my opinion, is purposefully staying ambiguous. It's purposefully staying, not giving too much information away. And in my opinion, there's a big lesson to learn right here. And it's don't give too much away on your landing page. Because if you give too much away on your landing page, you give too much away in your even in your video, for those of you who are just kind of advertising and not always sending people to your funnel, which is great. You don't always need to send people to your funnel, right? To your landing page. Comment 5 below to get my 5 top make money writing short paragraph tips, right? And they comment 5, or send me a DM with the letter, with the number 5, and I'll send you free facts, right? So the ambiguity and the curiosity factor here of this advertisement is really, really powerful. In it's a concept that, in my opinion, is one that will always it's an evergreen. It's a timeless principle. And again, the takeaway here for me is that you need to leave something to be desired. Every step needs to lead to the next step, right? Whether it is follow me for more cool training like this, or tips like this, whether it is drop a 5 in the comments, or a 1, or whatever, and I'll send you, or DM me and I'll send you the free facts, the free value. Or whether it is, hey, click my link, download my giveaway, my 1-page ebook that explains exactly how to do XYZ. If you include additional text like bullet points or explainer text, it needs to leave something to be desired. And it needs to be specifically written to make the person curious, that they cannot resist taking the next step. Like, what are the free facts? Like, this ad is just too ambiguous. I get the gist. It's something about writing, but I don't know what it is, and I'm too curious to not find out. And that's really the takeaway for me, for us all to kind of consider, is that am I leaving enough, am I creating enough curiosity in my advertising, in my content, on my landing page, for them to want to stick around? What am I promising? Here's another way to look at it. When you look at all of these shows, they've become masters, especially these series where they bring you to the end, and what? They leave you hanging, right? They leave you hanging. Okay. So they're giving you enough value and entertainment, but they bring you to sort of a crescendo and then end it, right? Well, the same concept is that if that makes sense to you, and you just simply take that and apply that to your marketing, each step needs to have that sort of like crescendo, in that here's what's coming next. Like, here, I'll give you the rest of this if you want to send me a message, and I'll DM it to you, right? If you want something even more powerful, click my link and download my free PDF or my free ebook, right? That will explain it in even more detail and give you the exact steps, right? You have to leave something to be desired, or else somebody's not going to want to take the next step. And this guy, I think, did it probably about as masterfully as it can be done in those times.
That is awesome. That's incredible insight there. I love it. So cool. So now this one here, this is for a learning cartooning at home. So this is an information product. They're giving away a free book, How to Become a Cartoonist. You can actually get the book on Amazon, because I wanted to see if I could get the book to show it here. but I couldn't get a digital version of it. I could only get a physical version, and it wasn't going to be here in time. So, but you can go and you could type how to be a cartoonist, and I don't remember the guy's name, but it was there. And I found it, and it was like $13 for the paperback. So if anybody's interested, it's on there. It's got 1 5-star review. But yeah, it's a cinch, earning $50 to $250 a week in cartooning. So, he got this smiling guy up here. He's drawing a cartoon. He does a lot of talking in this ad about how there's huge demand for this industry and huge demand for people that, tremendous urgent demand for cartoonists, millions of dollars.
Tremendous urgent.
Yeah. That's that. So, and then learn cartooning at home, right? So it's kind of that easy factor, right? You don't have to go to a job, go to a workplace, a lot of these, right? And he just focuses very heavily on increasing demand for the work. Never before have the opportunities in this fast-growing field been so many, so varied, or so high-paying, right? All the things that I want. Why don't you earn big money as a cartoonist? You can learn easily and quickly. So really kind of going after that, hey, this is a great opportunity sort of messaging. And then giving away a lead magnet. This is another one where he's really kind of focused on, right? It's really focused on the outcome, right? In this case, it's the claim here, 50 to 250 a week. And this is almost kind of like an afterthought. I feel like with a lot of these ones that I came across, a common theme I noticed in them was that the money was the main thing, or the weight loss was the main thing. And then the way that they got there, the vehicle was kind of the afterthought, like almost like people just didn't give a shit. It's like, I don't care what I got to do or how to do it or whatever. All I care about is what I'm going to get, which for me is a huge takeaway. That's especially when you see it as a pattern across so many of these things, is that people really only care about what's going to happen for them, as opposed to, what the thing is, right? Because he could have wrote an ad just talking about writing cartoons. And he references like comic strips and stuff like that, political and sport cartoons, animated cartoons, all these different types. But he only just kind of touches on those things. He only just kind of touches on these things that you would know about, that you're seeing. And my camera just zoomed in. Let's see if I can. Anyways, he touches on these things, but he's really mostly focused on how, like, this is a sure thing and you're going to be rich, right? And that's kind of where he focuses the most. And then he just has, send for free book, right? You send in your information, your name, address, city, state. If under 16, please give age, it says down there too. And I think the part of this was actually cut off. I feel like there was a little more down there, or maybe there's a back to this, but and then they give you the address, right? Please send me without obligation your free booklet on cartooning and full details of your home study method of teaching cartooning. Home study method of teaching cartooning. So there's obviously another product there that you're going to learn about once you get the thing in the mail.
So.
Yeah, but it's cool. I mean, I think this is a really cool ad.
Yeah, and you're right. The what it is oftentimes the, like, at least in a business opportunity or make money ad, that's the focus, right? It's like, that's what you want people to realize, that the opportunity is there. And obviously they were pretty out there in terms of the claims that they made back in the day, and there was, it was like probably a lot like the Wild Wild West. I mean, it still kind of is, but a lot of the same concepts, man. You got the send for free book. It's like, it's almost identical to what we do today. It's great headlines, great hooks, urgency, power words, tremendous urgent demand. I mean, that's a unique way of saying that. Those are power words. Urgency, tremendous. I mean, those are just words that you you don't hear every single day. So when you read them, to me, they pop out, they stand out more. And again, it goes back to how that ad used the word now. Just using copy is about words. Advertising is about words. It is about imagery, but it really is about words. And without the words on this page, the images don't matter. If I had to pick one thing, I would definitely pick the words. If I couldn't use images, if I could only use one thing, I would definitely use the words. Words are what advertising is. Even the send for free book. I mean, they have highlighted and in caps free book. So there's just so many principles that overlap and that are so similar to what we do today. And it just validates that the timeless nature of these principles that we teach.
Awesome. Well, this is my last one, man. This was the last one in the carousel here. So we hit them all. We hit them all.
It was an amazing episode. I appreciate all of the research and bringing those so we could tear them apart. And hopefully you all got tons of value out of that. We'll be back here tomorrow with another episode as usual. So make sure that you tune in. Make sure that you have your alarm set. I mean, every single day we're giving away value on this show that others would try to charge for. We want this to be the most valuable community just for you to come in, whether you're already a client or you're just considering going through one of our programs. If you haven't started your education, you can certainly go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll, and you can go through our marketing challenge. That's our Learn, Launch, Lead challenge. If you need more confidence to be able to follow through with these actions in this implementation, you can go through our confidence challenge. And if you are looking for more accountability, you're looking for a way to get some professional expert accountability and guidance over a 6-month period to make 2025 the most productive year of your professional career, you can email me at dave@legendarymarketer.com and we will offer you a free accountability session and tell you about our accountability program. It may be a game changer for you. It has been for so many of our clients, and the success and happiness and satisfaction rate of that accountability coaching program is sky high. So reach out, let us know how we can help. Send us a DM right here on this Facebook page if there's something that we can help with. Of course, you don't have to email me. If you want to just send us a DM right here on this page, we're here. We'll get back to you right away. Ryan, have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you after the show. My friends, get out of here. Have a great day and be legendary. Peace.